because Bill O'Reilly was the one that made We're Doing It Live, but
look what happened to him.
We're doing it live. We're BGST. What's up?
Yes.
We are doing it live. Welcome to BGST, Big Gamer Small Talk. We are here in full force today, here to entertain you guys. I'm on my third goddamn podcast of the day. Yeah, I know. I'm so tired. No, anyway, but we are going to have a really great show for you guys today. There's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Mostly like this Destiny stuff, kind of put some of that stuff to rest. It'll be good to talk about that. We got Next Gen here. I don't know. He sounds like he's drugged up or something, but he's here.
On that devil's dandruff, as you call it.
Yeah, he's on something. He was singing the Upper Room a minute ago. I don't know.
Wait, does my mic sound clear? Or do I sound
it sounds perfect, man.
All right. Sorry,
Yo, speaking of mic crap, what do you think since I got this new Yeti Blackout, man? Dude,
it sounds good, man. You sound clear as hell. I don't hear any more of that popping. I mean, like makes me sound like a complete asshole when I'm complaining about people's mics.
No,
but
man,
honestly, man, like,
speaking of mic crap,
Ooh, my bad.
Yeah, it just bugs me. You know what I mean? Like we're in a podcast doing it, and then sometimes like a mic will be popping up back and forth, and it's just like a distraction, you know.
Yo, crap! It brought me back to the Crossfire days where you're like, "Who the fuck's muting?"
Yeah, I had no idea, man. At that time, I had no clue. You know what I mean? But I remember talking to Mooch. I'm like, Mooch, whose mic is that? And he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, because like even like on Xbox Nation, when people do that podcast, they know. You know what I mean? They're like, oh man, like not that I'm an asshole about it, but just if you don't have good mic quality, you're not in that show. You know what I mean? Just like. But your quality is good. It's just you used to fucking click back and forth like the mute button. It was annoying as hell. But yeah, we got Xbot here. We've got the man who's doing it live. We got K Mega.
Oh man, yeah. What's up, everybody, man? That fool all day. I heard it. I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. If you are a fan of those type of movies, go see it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely hilarious, man. I can't tell you how funny that movie is. It's a lot funnier than the first one. I was listening to MC in the mornings, and I had to go because I had to go see the movie, and then I came back and started listening to like the last 15 minutes of it, and then that's when I heard All Day's crazy ass doing the impressions. And then I knew something else was wrong because I was on the phone with him earlier and today, and he was all nice. He said, "Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing, fam?" I'm like, "What the hell is wrong with you? What'd you do?" You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, I know, but yeah, now that's fucking hilarious, man. Glad to be here, man. Let's have a good damn day. Let's go.
And look who just jumped in. Woof woof. Tim Dog. Woof woof.
Can you hear me first of all?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, how you doing?
We're doing good, man. What was up? Your computer updating or something?
Yeah, I'm on the insider program, so it's fine.
Yeah, that thing's always dead.
Yeah.
Hey, let's celebrate that 4 years ago today exactly. The Xbox One was officially revealed.
720p box.
What
a day, right? I mean, 4 years ago.
Today, Next Gen was born. The damage control king of all damage control.
When games didn't matter and resolution was the thing.
Yes, how things have changed in just a mere 4 years, right?
In a mere 6 months, 6 months or whatever. Or it's 8 months.
just in the last little bit, it's like completely changed from the only things that matter were power and resolution, and now it's all about the games.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to the Circle of Lies, everybody. Shout out to Resurrection with that crazy as wild video, man.
Can I ask a question? Why am I the chick lion? I don't. I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, man, there's like so many other people that I could have been anybody. I could have been the one holding up the Lion King, but no. Yeah, I'm the chick lion. I'm like, what the hell?
Not for anything, man. When it comes to that, yo, I feel gypped, man. I couldn't get a zebra or nothing, man.
Wait, I didn't even notice you weren't in there.
No, man. I think it's just there's been a resurgence of the title King Neutral. All right, I am back on that King Neutral with
too nice, Xbot. You
fucking
nice.
Crown and everything like that. And I think they don't want to step on royalty like that, man. I don't know. I was disappointed though.
Man, I was like, damn, they got everybody in this damn thing. You know what I mean? I was like, I appreciate being included, but damn, man, put me in Like that's the second parody video somebody's done with me where I'm like my head's on a chick body or something. You know what I mean?
That's pretty wild. Yeah, and in the fact that I gave baby Phil fruits. That had dying that monkey, but I mean it was.
Oh, that monkey.
I was Refrugi or whatever that damn monkey.
Rafiki.
Yeah. My old lady saw it. She cracked up. So there's so they're winning. Resurrection is winning on that one because she loved it. Oh, you're the old monkey.
I'm like, look at Rafiki, like your head's turning back and forth. Next to him, some crazy ass facial expressions. Like,
his mouth open and shit. It was stupid. Live Wire was a bunch of ants and shit. I was like, they even had a Black Lebowski sighting. It was stupid.
But no X-Bot. That's the weirdest damn thing, man. That's cold blooded. No,
they went back to Lebowski, man, and I couldn't get nothing. A rock or something, man. Like,
hey, Resurrection. Next time you're gonna do a video like that, put X-Bot 448 in that motherfucker, man.
Hey, they even had Mooch's new Eagle one in there, like. but no X-Bot, man. That's kind of sad. They even had Tim Dog. Like Tim Dog made an appearance in there, so.
It was pretty funny, but when I saw that, I thought it was from like the guys who usually make it, But it was
but you was in that twice. You was in that twice, crap. You was in the very beginning as the Rhino. So they gave you props on that.
Oh yeah, I was in there twice. I was the Rhino, which that makes sense. And then for some reason I was the female lion giving birth. Somebody tweeted me, they're like, "What was it like being Phil Spencer's mom or something like that?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, how you come up with that? All that shit, people's faces, photoshopped. I mean, come on.
Supposedly
get
9
laid,
hours,
bro.
Somebody said it was like 9 hours. I was like, man, who would spend that much time on that?
I don't know what I mean. Serious, man. But
that shit was crazy. It was kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Like,
they're probably gonna do a part 2. So good luck. Enjoy.
Hey, can I get some input? Let me be the
just don't let
Timon. No. Let me be Pumbaa, the warthog, man. Not the chick.
It would be like the what's the other thing that they compare? Frozen. We would be in Frozen, and we'd have our faces on that shit.
Oh shit. Watch, I'll be anything that's old because that's the direction that they're doing.
Like why were you Rafiki? I guess because
I'm the old man. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Rafiki nigga.
That's the one thing that the PlayStation haters they want to. Well, the PlayStation fan base that hates me, they want yo old ass. You just old and crusty, mega. You can't. Hell, mega. You so crusty. You so old. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's fine. Yeah.
That's hilarious, though, man. Yeah, like that is so weird that people make the time to do that, man. Like 9 hours or whatever. That's what somebody said.
Imagine that guy has a girlfriend and she saw his fucking hard drive with all these guys' faces on. I mean, how do you explain that? It's just like, I'm just making a parody video of guys on the internet. I mean, let's
and you had all these different ones of Z, like with his mouth open and shit. Like, what are you doing with that?
So I bet Resurrection was in there doing that shit in his romper.
I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably his man romper, whatever the hell that thing is.
Regardless, it was still pretty funny, but
it was hilarious. Oh, man.
Yeah, but I don't encourage that weirdo shit. Just saying, man. Come on.
Yeah, none of us do. All we gotta say about that shit is one thing. Can y'all follow me?
Isn't that why Ironwolf left? Isn't that the reason why he left the Xbox community? Because he was tired of getting photoshopped. So he pretty much went over there to Sony, so he wouldn't get. We don't do that shit.
No.
Yeah, they don't. Oh, come on. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, hey, at least it wasn't the usual suspect. But I mean, still, that was like when I see this stuff, it's just like
I know. Well, I just expected. Yeah, I mean, I woke up and I'm like, oh.
I don't think it was done in any disrespect. You know,
no, it was meant to be funny. That's why I was promoting the shit out of it because it was funny. It was tasteful. It was weird because they took all that time to do it, but it was just funny. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of good work, man. So, shout out to Resurrection.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like at least there wasn't a bunch of hate, like your mom this or.
wrote them on the Best Buy stalker or whatever on his page because I had no life. I mean, talking about a guy with no clue, but whatever, you know.
I mean, hey.
his video actually, if I had known it was from him, I wouldn't have probably said what I said because I just thought it was like the typical that Brandon guy who, you know, I don't know, who makes like thousands of videos, but that's a one-shot thing that's pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, there was one where you got, hey, Next Gen, you remember the one where we were dancing or something and I was a chick body as well? Like we were at.
No, was a really good one they did about us was the No Place Like Home, the 227 one. That was nice.
Yeah, that was the one where like you were like it was a sitcom and you were like you had the pony and you were like damn you were like
that was good.
What about the Avengers? That one was pretty good. That was
the Avengers one.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, you were in
it. Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were in. I mean, there's
a bunch. The one of the best that I've seen was the one where they had Z and Crap, and they had Mooch in there, but they had Phil, and it was like Z was falling on the ground. It was like it was shown from Uncharted 4, like from the commercial. And Z was falling down, and then Phil was about to fall down, and Crap threw the coin, the Xbox coin or something away, and jumped in the reach to get Phil Spencer. That shit was hilarious. I was dying. So it's great, man. It's great.
Yeah, you know, but just to slightly like redirect us back on some topics here, I know because we give enough props to the dude for spending his 9 hours making videos of us. So, is Destiny 2. So Destiny 2 officially gets announced, and from what I understand, you know, because people are like, is it going to be 60 FPS on Scorpio? There's a big whodunit there.
All right.
Because as you guys know, I have the XFest documents, and in those documents they say that they have to keep the frame rates on the multiplayer games the same between Xbox One and Scorpio, and those are from this year.
All right.
So I was a bit surprised when Mike Ibarra came out and said.
What do you think? Let me ask you a question, Crap, and I want all you guys to give your opinion on this. First, do I still sound clear? I'm good?
Yeah, you sound clear.
All right. That was something that they were saying last year, that frame rates will be the same. And I remember you guys saying that, you know, most multiplayer games are
already 60. Yeah.
Are 60. But here's the thing, right? And I'm going to call a spade, and if this is true, that we're buying a premium product, right? Console, whatever the case may be. Gaming is a very selfish hobby. Let's be clear on this, okay? Why would Microsoft mandate that the Scorpio would have to be the same frame rate as the Xbox One when they're allowing people to play on PC, you know, Gears of War, and they're running that bitch 120 frames a second. So I don't understand. You know what I mean? What's the issue?
That has to do with the new mandate. Apparently, this new stuff has to do a lot with the coalition kind of pushing that. Nobody's playing on Windows 10 PC versions of these games, right? So they're starting to allow the Windows versions to play with the Xbox versions.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why they're starting to kind of ease up on these whole restrictions and stuff, so that people kind of don't start bitching about it. You know what I mean? Like the problem is Sony still mandates that it has to be equal on PS4 and PS4 Pro because they don't want to slight their users. And this has been Microsoft's problem for a while now, in the fact that they flip-flop a lot or they're not clear a lot, right? So Shannon Loftus last year said, yeah, frame rates are going to be equal on both consoles. Now she says the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So even though, like, personally, I don't care, it's good that they came out and at least stood their ground with where they are now. But then again, they wonder why gamers don't exactly trust them, right? It's because they switch back and forth between this. Now, Mikey Barra, he came out and said, let's see what he said, because I have that right here. He said, developers are free to choose how they use the power of Project Scorpio for games. We have no requirements limiting frame rate or fidelity. Okay, but this quote that he says doesn't exactly confirm that, yes, they're allowing two different variations of frame rates, right? So then somebody asks him, but is there a FPS parity between Xbox One and Scorpio in multiplayer, which means a 2013 console is holding back a 2017 console? And he says, no, there isn't. This is up to the developer to choose for their games what they want to do. So that 100% confirms it. Phil Spencer goes on to reiterate what Shannon says as well, because she says the same thing. And he says, Shannon says right in the quote that frame rate is determined by the developer. Same thing Mike said, which is the truth. And I asked Shannon Loftus directly. I said, Shannon, you're not being real clear. Are you saying it'd be okay for Scorpio versions to be 60 FPS matched against Xbox One versions at 30 FPS?
Okay.
She responded to me, it's developer choice. But as a developer, I would bet no one chooses different frame rates for multiplayer games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a non-issue. She's saying it's possible, but it's never going to happen.
Mhm.
You know, like I could win the lottery, but it's never going to happen.
And to your defense, I've been privy to some of the docs that you've been reading, and you know, Sony blatantly says it on their documentation,
Yeah.
and I heard it in the presentation, I believe, that there will be no splits. I think that what happened here is that Shannon said what she did, and that was the mindset. But now I think that things have changed a year later. Maybe they're getting some results back on Scorpio, and they're seeing it's, you know, it's pretty impressive. But with that being said, you know, they're going to go with an open type stance with that, which is great. But with that being said, is exactly what you just reiterated. You're not going to see 60-30 multi. I have to see it to believe it.
Wait, here's the thing, though. I listen. I think it's a fail. And the reason why I say that again is that if you have a console that can do 60, and they're gonna hold it back because of the Xbox One, that's not fair to the early adapters that are buying your new console. You know, you guys that went out there are 4K 60 and all this shit. I don't think that's fair. I really don't think that's fair. Especially again, like I said again, when you got motherfuckers playing on PC. Gears of War got my ass handed, and he's running around 900 goddamn frames a second. So what is the fucking issue?
Well, the issue apparently isn't Microsoft, at least. So the issue would be, the issue would be Bungie. The fact that they've not really coded a 60 FPS game on console before.
Thank you.
And you also have to keep in mind that them as a developer, okay, you're a developer, right? You're coming out with this highly anticipated game where you've got to sell a certain amount of copies. It's got to do this, this, and this. Are you going to go, okay, PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, 30 frames per second. Scorpio, the one that has 0 consoles sold right now, we're going to give you 60 frames per second. That would make no sense from a business standpoint.
Right.
Like, if you're the CEO of Bungie, you're not doing that. You're like, that's a death warrant. So we're going to do 30 across the board on all the consoles, and PC will have uncapped or whatever because nobody cares about PC. So
well, what you should...
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, crap everybody else on the panel. See, the thing is, I'm down with the whole keeping the frames per second the same across the Scorpio and the S and the original Xbox One. And I look at it as a benefit in other areas, because if that's the case, if the frames per second are the same across the board, you know, multiplayer is more balanced, at least on console. I'm not talking about what Z was talking about with the PC right now. But that means that the extra power that is in the Xbox One, the developers can choose to really flesh out the graphical fidelity. You know what I'm saying? On the X1, on the Scorpio, the Scorpio version will just look that much better, and I have no problem with that. I don't see the big deal here.
Here's the thing. Honestly, I'm gonna say this again. All right. If you think about the backlash, we're buying a new console, or whatever, the mid-gen refresh, whatever you want to call it, 4K. Now, I understand that some game engines are built for 30 frames. I get that. But if they're giving a capped frame rate on PC, right? So say 4K 60, and Activision is supposed to be adopting, you know, the rumored quote unquote the UWP.
They're not for that game. It's not UWP.
Okay, or either one. But to me, this right here, honestly, this will be the drop the mic moment from Microsoft. And the reason why I say that, because we all know what happened with Call of Duty Ghosts at the start of the generation. My man Tim lost his goddamn mind. You had 720p on the Xbox One. You had 1080p on the PlayStation 4. This is a huge selling, point. If Microsoft, whatever the case, say, hey, you know what, fine, fuck it, give us, let it be 60, and it's say 4K 60 on Scorpio, and it's 4K 30 on the Pro or the PlayStation 4. That is a huge selling point, man. You know,
But see, this
but it fractures the console family that they were talking about.
It's already fractured.
You're talking about the PC and stuff like that. And let's be honest, Crap said it before. These people, they're not playing the game on the PC. But I have an issue with that PC thing as well, man. Like I played Forza Horizon 3 against somebody who was on the computer. They had higher frames per second, and they were in first place by a lot. All right. So I have an issue with that, man. And I don't think it should further evolve into more of an issue going into the consoles. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, and I agree as well, because look, I avoid playing any PC people on Gears 4. And when they came into our party, we kicked them out. You know what I mean? You see that little PC icon next to the name, they get the boot. You know,
you guys, gaming again is a very selfish hobby. Okay? Not everyone has a fight stick, not everyone has a steering wheel. If I'm buying a premier product, you know what I mean, or I'm paying for this new tech, that's what anybody. If you're able to get it and afford it day one, I want it to do everything that it can do. You know what I mean?
Well, it's certainly gonna be the best version of that game on consoles. I don't think we have to.
You don't want your version to be. You don't want your version to be 60 frames if it could be 60 frames.
I'm probably not going to get that game, but
I'm probably not going to get it either. But this is my thing of it. Okay, like it seems like the finger is being pointed at Microsoft when it's not Microsoft's fault. This is big business. This is the marketing. This has got something. This is Bungie, and if Bungie doesn't want to do that, then that's Bungie's, that's on Bungie. I mean, that's not on Microsoft, because I guarantee you, if they say, hey, look, what do you want to do with the Scorpio? Max it out. Do what you want to. That's why they gave the open window to say, hey, this up to the developers. Where it's going to mean something is when we get to the first parties when it comes to the Xbox brand. Now, if it comes to the point that if let's say Forza 7 and it's hindered back by the Scorpio. I mean, well, it's hindered because of the Xbox One S. Then we could have this discussion. But right now, man, they got a marketing deal. They're with Sony. They're basically, catering to Sony. So therefore, Sony doesn't want to get embarrassed when it comes to this whole 60 frames per second ordeal. So I don't see Bungie ever doing it.
What again? Microsoft had the marketing deal with Call of Duty, and Activision didn't have a problem putting one out at 1080p and another at 720.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have put one out at 30 FPS and one at 60. Like I said, just Bungie's the ones that are behind this. Yeah. Whether or not it has to do with them not being able to do that on console or not, I don't know. But we also have to keep in mind that this is what I heard, that Microsoft were a little bit surprised that that this game isn't UWP. Supposedly it started development before UWP was a thing. So that has something to do with it as well. Mm-hmm. Whereas I've heard that the new Call of Duty is UWP, and so that would be like we're all getting flipped out about this one game being 30 FPS. That's on the developer. Had Battlefront 2 been the first one shown off, that's 4K. What I've heard, 4K 60 UWP, fucking DirectX 12 enable, all this shit, right? Like that's going to be phenomenal on Scorpio. Like, but the one we get talked about first is this one. This 30 frames per second on everything. Like, hey. That does suck, but that's not on Microsoft. They've come out and really cleared the air and said, nope, we said they could do whatever the hell they want with it. They could have put it 60 if they want. You know what I mean? They've completely cleared themselves. If anything, yeah. So if it's anybody's fault, it would be A, Bungie's fault, B, Activision's fault, C, Sony's fault, or D, all the above.
Dude, I don't even think Bungie can make a 60 frames per second game anyway.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they can.
No, look, well, some developers are more talented in other areas. You know what I'm saying? That just might not be a thing for them. Like having an uncapped frame on the PC, and it's just depending on like how powerful of a tower you have. That doesn't make it anything, because like look at the majority of PCs out there. Like, how high do you think their frames are actually going to clock anyway?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's probably going to take a big time PC to run that. But in regards,
Four Titans.
Four Titans. The cloud. Who said that? No, but my point is that I think that there's no problem with it being 30 frames per second. Personally, the biggest thing is that make sure it gets all the PC assets. and have that flow through. Because if it's native 4K with high resolution textures, 4K textures, that's going to be a marked difference on Destiny 2. Okay, yeah, I know that it would be really crazy if it was 60, but I really don't see that happening for a bunch of the reasons that we just talked about. But still, you're still getting the clear choice as what's, if they put in any kind of effort, a little type of effort, you're gonna get 4K native, and you're gonna get textures if it's on the PC, and they're gonna flow through.
Yo, Tim, not for anything, but I'm glad you're talking about how the game looks, because when they revealed the gameplay, and you saw the battles going on and everything on the tower when the tower is getting destroyed. If it looks like that, I'm perfectly happy. That shit looked amazing to me.
But a lot of people that are Destiny fans says it only looks like it's like not Destiny 2, but Destiny 1.5. So
not Mooch, you tell that motherfucker.
Oh, I mean,
and that dude was like
Fonzarelli and All Day. I mean, they're huge, and other huge people that not huge people, but other people that are huge with
badasses.
Fat bastards, not bad. They really love Destiny, and they weren't all that impressed. They were excited because they're already trying to get their people together so they can all start running and practicing and everything. And then another thing that disturbed me about this was that all the progress that you had, I don't think that carries over to 2, which I find that to be
they can't. They gotta wipe the slate. If they're fixing everything for Destiny 2, they don't want anything pulling over from Destiny 1. Now, as in terms of the community, the groups in the community are saying that it's Destiny 1.5 and everything like that. One thing you got to think of is a big chunk of the Halo community is now playing Destiny as well. And I love the Halo community. All right. I love the game.
You don't say.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is a huge group in that community that is just fucking wretched when it comes to stuff. All they do is bitch about everything. They bitch about every single Halo.
This whole generation has been like that.
But with Halo, it's ever since Halo 2, like there was a huge group that didn't want to fight as the arbiter at certain points in time, didn't like the dual wielding. Like every time a Halo title came out, there was something that they bitched about. And so you have a piece of that community playing Destiny now. You're going to get the same kind of fucking like toxic, like jabber talk and stuff like that. They're going to do that shit.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. Like for me, I'm like, okay, play what you want, but if somebody's just asking me my opinion about Destiny, I bought into the hype. I thought Destiny was going to be great. It would have it's made from the developers of Halo. I thought like MMO RPG type game, it would have a great story, and then the story wasn't there. You had to find these cards and then look it up Bungie.net. It was ridiculous. Like there was no strikes to launch the game with. Then it's like light levels and all this nonsense. It was stupid. They sell you.
The Crucible was horrible.
Yeah, they sell you DLC that was on the disc. They gave Sony 2-year time DLC, like 2 years. Think about how anti-consumer that is. And if that had been the opposite way, where Microsoft was getting 2 years, think about all the bitching that people did when Microsoft had something for 30 days.
Was that deal with Sony per game, or was it for multiple games?
Well, they have it for this one as well, so it's multiple, I guess.
Damn.
Yeah, Microsoft ain't about that advertising life, bro. They're like my man Greeny says, why put commercials out on TV when the people you're going to sell your product to, you can just advertise on your dashboard, right? Guys?
Yeah, come on, man.
Whatever,
man. Kind of like
said.
A no-brainer a little bit is that you got new hardware. And you really, I don't know how the deal is set up, but to be able to show one of those big games, especially a shooter, and you don't have your own shooters here running.
People don't want to see Assassin's Creed and Farm Simulator 2018 running on Scorpio this E3.
They're not as big as Assassin's Creed is huge, 20 fat fuck. But it's not good. Star Wars is huge. Destiny.
Yeah, Star Wars. I mean, that's gonna be. They're gonna show off Star Wars like custom console and shit. It's gonna be ridiculous, man. It's like, but that's really more. Disney has a direct deal with Sony. Unfortunately.
Molly!
What the hell is that?
My dog. I was on mute.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a coke connect. Well, what the hell was going on, dude?
I was like, man, Tim is about to have. He had enough.
Yeah.
No, I didn't lose it.
Tim was asking for his drug of choice tonight. He's like, my leg.
But yeah,
My
yeah, go
vein
ahead.
is open. My vein is open. Give me
I just think the whole shit's been overblown. As far as the marketing, I think Microsoft has to step it up a little bit. And if you get a marketing deal, I can understand Phil makes the stand saying, hey, well, we don't want to hold content back, but you can't get shut out. And if there's going to be a new BioWare IP, you got to go after that. And it doesn't have to always be exclusive content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just market your shit.
Just market your shit, make it UWP, possibly cross-buy, and that like the way they're doing the Shadow of War. The part 2. Yeah, Shadow of War Part 2. The way they're doing that, I think, is a really good way to market. So you got to put some money into the marketing.
Yeah.
It's just I just sometimes think that sometimes the little Xbox is a little disconnected in that way. Like, you went from being, this company that was, that introduced those type of deals, and they all paid dividends, to now you're getting totally shut out, and you're speaking against exclusive content for 30 days, and you're doing this and that. It's sometimes, it makes me wonder, like what is it? Are they being cheap? Or are they just trying to save money? Because, with Scorpio, you have a real advantage to have a marketing deal for
you know what the problem? No. This is the problem. I've said this before. It's because of us. We bitched and moaned and complained about we want more first party. We're not caring about, instead of, we were all excited about them pushing that Call of Duty deal onto Sony because we wanted to have that money invested into first party IP.
But they didn't do that.
Yes, they did, y'all. But hold on, crap. Now, wait a minute. Yes, they did. What? Now, the whole situation with Scalebound, that was on Platinum Games. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally with Phil Spencer, and anybody that has any common sense would have been with Phil Spencer on that one as well.
Yeah.
Now, for the rest of the games, look, we're talking about a hardware year. They're coming out with hardware. They're going to be talking about a lot of, services this year. Xbox from the very beginning of this generation has been all about nothing but games. But because of the fact that there's so many haters of the Xbox, they want to destroy anything that was positive about that. And now since PlayStation has finally caught back up and it's not about the hardware so much for them, they want to change that narrative. So basically, hold on, Z, let me finish. The thing I'm preaching right now. The one thing about it that we all forget is that we bitched about this. We wanted this, so now we get it. And so next year we'll get the fruit of our labor with a whole bunch of first party games. Now we want to revert back and talk about these deals. I think that's bullshit. I really do.
I want to correct you on that, Bill. I mean, as far as the marketing deals, it's not that they stopped with the deals and gave us those games that we got were under Matrix. We didn't really get anything new on the field. So these deals have been already put in place. People were complaining we call of Duty, and us not getting anything else. Yes, they gave back, the marketing, whatever, for Call of Duty, and we didn't get anything else. We didn't get anything new. So that, again, like I said, was the issue. These games that we've been playing have already been signed off ahead of time. Like, that had nothing to do with them cutting back on the quote unquote, third party marketing deals. And again, maybe guys might not remember, but there's something we talked about, or I brought up, I want to see, maybe a year ago, maybe 8-10 months ago. And I said about Microsoft with their marketing. And I remember Crap was like, no, I see it all the time on Channel 5 here. I'm like, nah, shit. I remember, real shit though. I remember, like I said, when the 360, before it became the it console, like, I used to be happy as hell to see the Xbox 360 controller and Transformers and shit like that. Because last generation, everything was PlayStation 2. And you're absolutely right, Tim, when you say, how could they come from you guys starting these quote unquote marketing deals and stuff to not having any and being out fucking gun. And it goes back, to what I'm saying is that, I would rather, I'm gonna say this again, maybe if Microsoft will let the Xbox division just stand on its own and let them gamble that on themselves.
I don't know if I think that'd be a bad idea because they're actually making money. with that they're at now. And if you look at their position, it seems pretty clear that when they give statements and stuff, even the CEO is like, hey, this is the Xbox division is important, that they're making money for us. It's cloud, it's this. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is something that that needs Microsoft's backing, and it needs that name.
Are they really backing? Here's the thing: it's not that Microsoft. I mean, but let me clear it up. It's not that Microsoft wouldn't own it, but let the Xbox division stand on its own. And what I mean by that is, there's no way in hell that Sony should be out there able to outspend and outman and outgun Microsoft, the Xbox.
Well, you have to look at this. They're taking a loss on Legends, Phantom Dust, and Scalebound. That could be that's $150 million. So that's got to be recouped somewhere. My guess is they're recouping it by not being able to advertise, and you have to catch up so that you don't take that loss alone. You know what I mean? And if you've got to tighten your belt a little bit for a year or so, then so be it.
About 2.5 years ago, we are this motherfucking swinging by the tree right now, crap.
Well, I mean, look. I don't understand it either. If you look back, it's not like they weren't successful by doing the marketing deals last gen. They were. So maybe it's a Phil thing. Maybe he doesn't feel like that. That's moving gaming where he wants it. But the problem with that line of thought is when your enemy is dictating how they want to play the war, and you're like, oh no, I refuse to do that way, you're going to lose the war because they're dictating it. So Sony's content with letting Microsoft take the quote unquote high ground, because that just allows them to continue to get marketing deal after marketing deal, and they're going to continue to be able to showcase these games as PlayStation exclusives. And you don't think that's what it's doing? I was at GameStop picking up a PlayStation VR. You look at the Call of Duty World War II thing, they got a big display there. All the boxes are PS4 boxes. Everything says exclusive on PS4. I shit you not. Everything says exclusively on PS4. It's very confusing. They even have the Battlefront 2 stuff going up, and all that stuff says PS4. The Destiny 2 stuff all says PS4. There's no Xboxes anywhere to be seen.
You know, crap. To go back to what Tim said about advertising, I'm not really talking like marketing deals, but the advertising and stuff like that. I think what's going on with Xbox and Microsoft is I think Microsoft is trying to be too hip when it comes to advertising. You know, when it came down to Record, they decided to really push it with social media, like they were the hip company, and they didn't. And where Sony does more traditional commercials, spam them everywhere and stuff like that, Microsoft's like, well, we're going to do it with The Walking Dead or at this like football game, and they don't like spam it everywhere. I think Microsoft is trying to be a little too hip about it, and that's not working. So I think they have to go back to a more traditional approach when it comes to advertising, man.
Totally disagree with the majority of everybody on this panel tonight.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, what, you know what? I'm the most defiant. That's why you're adding me on, Z. That's just what it is. I do not agree with this. We begged for first-party games, and damn it, give them time. Next year, this time, if they're not coming out with a slew of first-party games and advertising these games and advertising the Scorpio, then I'm 100% on board with like saying, look, Microsoft is fucking up on that aspect on advertising shit. But if you can't have both, it takes money for them to bring these IPs. If they show Fable and they show Arise 2 and maybe something else.
Sony has both. Go ahead. Well, this is the thing. I hear what you're saying. Sony has both. Okay, so it's not that they can't have both. Okay, it's not, you know, you're gonna have cake or you can have ice cream. We want cake and fucking ice cream. The Microsoft got, you know, he say, all you got is Call of Duty, because that's all that they were doing at one point, as far as some quote unquote marketing deal. You know, they would sit every E3, they got that, and that was it. It's one and done. You know, it's not that. Here's the thing: is that not that you had to stop doing that, but add something else to your portfolio. Well, you're acting like they don't have anything. They got Madden. They're gonna have Tomb Raider, I think, again.
Well, not this year though. I mean, they said no Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider developer said that that's not going to be at E3 this year. So that is a bit of a bummer. But they'll have Madden and FIFA and some stuff like that. The problem is they've got this big. We've got the best online network, but here's the single player games that we're gonna have, like Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. It's like, okay, while Sony has a lackluster network and they're all like Look at us. We've got Destiny 2. We've got Call of Duty. We've got Battlefront 2. You know what I mean? Like that seems odd.
Yeah, they should have one. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I think if they had Star Wars, then this is a moot discussion.
Well, they had Destiny.
But being that they get struck out, and being that we have a big question, and they do have a big question and pressure on them on first party. You know, and Phil has said a lot of things that a lot of people bring up and they use against him because, you know, it's things that are contradicting itself, or, you know, they're not going into marketing, but we're buying first party. But we know what all the first party studios are doing. And we know that there's, you know, we know pretty much the landscape of the whole thing. You know, we are on top of this. So you're not going to be able to bullshit your way out of this. If you do not show games in 2018, myself, Tim Dog, will be going after them because I don't think it's right that they are going to shortchange us with marketing or shortchange themselves, really, and then say they're going to put all this money into games and game creation and then not do it or have excuses.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I'll be right behind you. But
I'm willing to give them time. That's People
this is a hardware year. Just look at how Sony was last year, the year before that. We weren't expecting all of that hardware to come out last year. And there was a reason why they had to be sparse, because they were putting so much money behind that peripheral and those two systems. So you know what I'm saying? I believe, and I really do believe that. And I know people are going to say, oh, you bleed green, because of course you believe it. But I think that they're ready to open the floodgates. Once the Scorpio is revealed, they're going to pump that up. They're going to pump up Crackdown, because they've been so quiet about it, because I think that's going to be their mic drop moment. And look, I'm going to be okay with them not having a whole abundance of first-party games this year, because it's a hardware year. Next year is the year that they're going to be put under the fire, because because that means they just actually lied to us. And you know what? I don't like being lied to. So show your shit.
Look, they're going to have some games this year. I mean, they're not, obviously we're in this drought thing right now. But they're going to have Forza 7. They're going to have State of Decay 2. They're going to have Crackdown 3. They're going to have Ori 2. They're going to have Cuphead. They're going to have some of these smaller games as well, probably something with Killer Instinct. So they're going to have a bunch of stuff to do later this year. It's not like they're not going to have games. I just don't think they're going to announce a whole bunch as far as what's coming in the future. If they're even pushing back the Halo 6 reveal until next year, they're probably not going to talk about anything. And we know that's probably going to come next holiday. So they're going to need that, because why? Because Sony's probably going to talk about the PS5 next year, even though I don't think it's going to come out till 2019. At E3, they'll probably bring it up. And so Microsoft is going to need this.
I don't think so.
You don't think they're going to talk about it in
2019? I think that, listen, if they were in position, you know, we're talking about a position where we're like, our Xbox going to get so-and-so treatment because of marketing deal and market share. They're in a position where they do not want to even come close to thinking about a new generation or give the idea of a new generation. Is the Pro weak and does it have its issues? Yes, but the core PS4, just like the Xbox One S, sells. So I don't really see that happening. But they do have to start announcing some deals. They got us. They have to announce some partnerships. They have to give us something tangible. And you know, it's from Phil's own words. He said that he's going to, you know, put money into first party. I do think that there has been a little bit of a reset, but again, you know, we're demanding fans, and you know, and I wouldn't change that, but I'm also willing to give them time, but they definitely have to deliver in that.
I'll be honest with you guys, right? Because we also heard, not only did we hear that, so I'm willing to give them time too. Like this year, I'm fine with them just showing off the stuff we're getting this year. I think Sea of Thieves is getting pushed back to next March, which makes sense. Get a game out in March.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine. Like, get the game ready. Like, I could sit there and bitch, but hey, the game is going to be great. Get as much content into it to please Jeremy Downer as you can.
Yeah.
So,
it's
true. So, you know, with that being said, if next year they're still like, okay, we're only having Halo and Forza and Sea of Thieves, you know what I mean? Like, you need some of that new stuff, and you need to start locking down some of the marketing rights. If you're not doing that next year as well, then I think there's a big problem, because we also heard this when they're like, oh, we're going to put everything on PC. The thing I heard Xbox fans say was, oh, more games on PC, that just means more games for us, right? And if we don't start seeing the more games for us, then what is the point of the games being on the PC? You know, like there's those two things. Yeah, there's those two things. It's like,
it's a very good point.
Yeah, it's like we heard, oh, well, if we get our
games, the Age of Empires?
Yes, exactly. So we should be seeing more games next year as well. Like, I'm perfectly fine. I know it's hardware. We're probably going to get some kind of VR stuff. I still think it's going to be a great E3. I just think that they're automatically going to take the L in the media, because they're going to talk about Scorpio, and people are going to be like, that they suck. They talk about Scorpio. Like, how dare them talk about that multi-billion-dollar investment and showed off to millions of people? How dare them? You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be the thought process, like the bunch of idiots that they are. But you know, at the end of the day, Microsoft's doing what they got to do, because you got to pimp your damn product. Especially when you see these surveys and shit that say nobody knows what Scorpio is. So yeah, they're going to talk about Scorpio. Deal with it. They're going to also talk about games. Yeah. And they talked about games for the past fucking 3 years, and they still got
nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So fuck you. Like, they're not going to fucking win no matter what.
There was somebody that told me today.
It's true.
There was somebody that told me today that they talked that they said, look, man, I was wrong about Quantum Break. I talked a lot of shit about Quantum Break. I thought Quantum Break was an absolute joke. And he says that's because I was listening to people like Angry Joe. I took their word for it, things like that. And then they actually played it. And then they was like, look, man, I was wrong. That was a great game. And a lot of that toxic environment that has been going through this generation from these so-called dependable YouTubers or content creators, they have tarnished a lot of great games from being played or being bought or even being considered, because the fact that they wanted to shit on it for whatever purposes that they wanted to do it for. And that's what hurt. And then, of course, that I think with Quantum Break, I've said this a million times as well, the other thing that hurt Quantum Break is that they didn't add any DLC. That game was so great. And if they added any DLC, that would have brought some people on board, because especially for the price now.
K Mega is on fire tonight. Like,
yes.
Yo, but oh man, I forgot where I was gonna go. Yo, Quantum Break, definitely a good game. But when it comes to E3, you know, the big media out there, Xbox has automatically had the L for like how many years now?
Oh, since the reveal, since exactly 4 years ago today.
Exactly. But see, K Mega brought something up. It wasn't the big media that really hit Quantum Break like that. It was the YouTubers, the predominant YouTubers, because I think there is a shift now when it comes to the gaming community and where they get their news, which is awesome that I'm actually on, you know, this podcast hanging with Crap Gamer, Next Gen, fucking Tim Dog, Mega, because now we have a bigger say here. All right. So now when it comes to this year's E3, we can look at it with a more, you know, balanced eye compared to a lot of the other people out there. And we are actually going to reach people's ears. We're going to, you know, get people to think about things a little bit more. I think there's a shift where the gaming community is actually going more towards YouTube. I know my younger kids, they are constantly on YouTube for gaming shit. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to my 13-year-old, his friends in school constantly on YouTube for gaming shit. I feel like the big media out there, they shot themselves in the foot and they are less relevant now.
Yeah.
All right. And now it's our turn.
You know, and something about K Mega was making a point about Quantum Break, and I think it's funny, and I see this in the show notes, so I'm going to actually kind of segue into this a little bit. You know, Sony had the dynamic 4K commercial that we were all laughing about, and it was a big thing on the you know, internet or whatever. But you know, if you remember with Quantum Break, everyone called it 720p, but if you're going to use the same ideology that Sony's using, they could have called it, you know, dynamic 1080p, because that's basically what it was. Yeah. So I thought that was funny, and I think what killed Quantum Break was that talk when you had this, you know, these articles upon articles bashing the thing for being 720p. You know, it was also, you know, it was a recipe for destruction, unfortunately. And if you haven't played Quantum Break, You know,
absolute great game. No other storyline is like this game. Like people been asking about originality. Quantum Break is that original game that you just can't. You know, it's nothing like it. Pretty much, just like Sunset Overdrive. It's you have to look at maybe going back to gens beforehand to play like what is that other game that's similar? Jet Set Radio, something like that. You know, these are the type of games that's one of a kind, and they get shitted on. And another thing that I think that hurts the Xbox games exclusives is the fact that us guys, right? We're all gamers, right? And so like we may take jokes and jabs, like I always jab at Persona 5, right? But you never hear me say that game is a piece of shit. You've never heard me say that game is garbage or trash. I just talk about those sales numbers because I think it's funny. But I'll say, look, that's a game that I'll consider buying, or like crap talking about the VR, or Zero.
I got some shit for buying that, man.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll talk good about.
I can't believe you got it before snaps, man.
Yeah, we'll talk good about these PlayStation games, right? Because we play everything, and then when other YouTubers are listening, they hear one side is getting completely bashed, and then they hear us as being Xbox guys saying, "Hey, those couple of PlayStation games aren't so bad." Then that even makes it look worse. Which we're only just being honest. We're being fucking true gamers. That's also the thing that hurts as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's bullshit all around the board, man. People need to get away from them toxic bastards that only talk about bullshit and never come with true substance.
Hey, you guys know what's funny? Like, I made that tweet that I was talking about with Shannon Loftus. GameSpot made a article out of it. I shit you not. So,
oh goodness,
even though
really?
Yeah, and I posted the link in the BGST private chat. But what's funny about this is I'm not even media, but I'm asking better questions in the media. They're using, you know what I mean?
They don't do shit. They don't do shit. Man.
That's so funny to me. Like I sat there. It is like I sat there and asked Shannon and Mike all these questions, right? And Shannon was nice enough to respond. Like, good, because now the media will actually run with that, because they sure as shit aren't with it. That they're going to be running stuff like, I quit Xbox, I'm getting Destiny 2 on PS4. You know what I mean? Like, I kid you not. Those are like the articles and stuff that they're writing. Where here I am, a self-professed Xbox fan, boy, if you will, and I'm biased for Xbox, sure. But I'm asking better questions than the paid journalists. That's funny to me.
We know that the journalists. I mean, we have basically that guy Tassi on the Forbes is losing his mind. I mean,
oh yeah,
he wrote another clickbait article today, and I just get hit with it every time these assholes. They put Tassi puts out this article, and then I get 7 things like, look at this shit, and I just read it and I just shake my head.
Yeah, you fucking cringe because it's like the most ridiculous shit ever. You know what I mean?
There's no objectivity. Just like Jason Schreier, whatever the fuck you say his name, Schreier, he said this. We're not striving for objectivity here. So.
Yeah, well, that's what a couple of these GameSpot dudes said too. I remember when I destroyed both of these guys.
Yeah, I remember that.
on there, right? Like they tried to get people to jump in on it, but I did the same thing. And then my guys were like, "Dude, you just got owned by Craft Gamer." You know what I mean? Like when you come out and admit that you're not objective, and you basically this guy, I think it was Eric. Yeah. He's the one that found the video where they're like, yeah, I'm definitely getting a PS4 Pro, man. Yeah. And then when they're like, you're gonna get a Scorpio, he's like, nah, man, you got to get a new TV for Scorpio. I don't even know what Scorpio is. You know what I mean? Like,
did someone send him that though? Of him flip flopping? Did he?
Yeah, it was like, it was the funniest.
What did he say?
Thing. He said that they didn't have to be objective, and he said that it was like for his personal taste, and then he's proceeded to name a bunch of JRPGs and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I screenshot that dude and put it on my Twitter as well. I was there the day that he dropped all that. I don't have to be subjective, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
You're in fucking journalism. Like, what the hell?
Check it out. Right. Here's the thing. Right now, I remember, what was this? And maybe in 2014, right? And I said then. Maybe you did something else crap, about GameSpot, quote unquote, being biased or whatever. Remember they had the whole thing comparing it, and they slammed the Xbox because they couldn't find the settings. Remember that back then?
Yeah.
So
good times. Good times.
Yeah. So I said, what we do here is for fun. We're not quote unquote paid journalists. We have an opinion, but I said, that when you're supposed to be a part of a media, you're not supposed to have a dog in the fight. You're supposed to be able to have, whether you're an Xbox fan or PlayStation fan or just a fan of gaming, should be able to come to your site or whatever you have and get a non-biased opinion, right? Mm-hmm. And oh no, you guys are just everybody's not going to kiss the Xbox Microsoft ass like you guys do, and a whole bunch of shit. It is what it is, right? So then again, same GameSpot does where they did a build of the quote unquote PC with the same specs quote unquote as a Scorpio, right? Now mind you, they did the same thing last year with the PlayStation 4 Pro. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. There's no way that the Xbox or Scorpio is going to do 4K. I can't do it with this, that, and the other. Now, mind you, what they built was about $700, whatever the goddamn case may be. And you had what's my man, what's his name, John Carmack.
Oh yeah, John Carmack. Yeah, he. Well, that was his tweet was from 2014, but it still holds up.
Yeah,
where he said spec for spec, like on paper, a console at the same spec as a PC is going to be twice as powerful because of the optimization and closed box, which still holds up. I mean, we've heard the same thing recently even, but I thought it was a very good tweet and very good analysis to kind of get that point across that a console, you can't just build something that then say, okay, well, this is matching Scorpio spec, because it's not. Like you heard what Digital Foundry said about Scorpio, in particular. They've done a job that they've never seen before. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like you can't really put that to spec, just spec to spec. It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. And go, oh, okay, well, we built this thing and it's 6 T-flops and we couldn't get 4K 60. So
crap. Well, crap. How the hell did they get DX12 like fucking baked into the machine then? You know what I'm saying? Like there's things in the Scorpio that no PC has. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you can look at like just numbers, but there's more to technology than just the numbers. There's the way that the information gets transferred between the CPU, GPU. There's a whole bunch of shit, man. And that PC was absolute bullshit.
Yeah, it was designed to make Microsoft look bad. They kind of allowed that. That's what they do. Like that's what they do. Their whole idea is to make Microsoft look bad and to like piss them off.
I don't understand it. What made Microsoft public enemy number one amongst these? I don't understand.
They're a threat to Sony. You have to remember that a lot of these people in the media grew up. Their first consoles were probably PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 even, and so they have that affinity for Sony. And they look at Microsoft as a bit of a threat, whereas Microsoft doesn't seem to look at Sony or Nintendo as a threat. They just, for whatever reason, as much as we want them to, they're like a gnat on their ass, really.
Well, I look at it like this. I agree with what you're saying, Crap, but I think it goes a little bit deeper. I think it goes all the way back to the hate for the main man of Microsoft. I mean, the PC crowd had a deep hate for Microsoft back then. And so now, it kind of resonated. And then when the 360 kind of came to the mainstream, it kind of died away. But then this new generation, they gone back to, because I remember when I was looking at review Revere Games or something like that with Adam Sessler and that other group before he quit. He actually quit.
Rev 3 Games.
Rev 3 Games. Yeah. They brought this little PC guy in there and he was doing things and he would always talk about how he could not stand Microsoft because of the PC aspect of it. PC was much more better. He rather talked about PC more than the consoles, right? And that's when it started making that turn. So I think it's both things combined where there's the old PC elitists that hated Microsoft are back, plus these new generation resolution babies are coming out of nowhere that want to preserve PlayStation. And it's all combined, and then you got a whole bunch of people that just listen to all this rhetoric with these content creators, and now it's turned into this, let's just shit on Microsoft because they make the most money.
Yeah, Mega.
All this combined.
Mega, you know what brought the Microsoft haters back? Let's be honest, man. It was the launch of the Xbox One, and that whole fucking negative tidal wave that happened with DRM and everything like that. Right. All of a sudden,
4 years though, guys. 4 years ago.
I mean, look how long Microsoft was hated for Windows, like, I don't know, after 95 and shit like that. Like, but that's what brought that ideology like kind of back to the mainstream of hating Microsoft and stuff like that. And to be honest, I mean, Xbox and Microsoft, they fucked up on the launch. They did. They couldn't explain anything, but that brought back that entire wave of negativity, and that's what we're riding with. Going through now.
What can do away with this? What will do away with this? You know what I mean? If the Scorpio is a smash and sense, it's going to be everything that we think it is. Like, the best things in sliced bread. Do you think they still are not able to find the settings and shit like that? Like,
well, listen. Here's what's going to happen, right? Here's what Microsoft can do. They can just do what they've been doing, kind of, and say, "Fuck the media." If you look at what even they're doing, they're not even seem to be answering. Like, maybe that's a big F you to the media. The fact that they're answering people like jobbers like me on Twitter about questions and not the media. Maybe that's a big.
The media doesn't even ask though. They really don't. They don't work.
Yeah. You're right.
They wait for it.
Yeah. So the media is very reactionary. So they wonder why people like us are kind of replacing them. But anyway, that could be a big F you to the media as well. Just saying, oh, well, we just share our news with like these influencers or people on Twitter, and then the story will come out anyway. If they come out, show some great games at E3, drop the mic on a $399 Scorpio, that's a win. Like, how do you cannot deny that that's a win.
$399 is if they do that. And listen, there's a lot of push that there's going to be $499. That premium quote haunts.
But that's good. You know why?
Because if it does hit $399, holy shit!
Yes, exactly.
That's a huge deal. That's why. That's why they kind of, no. You could go on, but that's why I think they get a little bit. If the price is a great price, they're going to get a little leeway on the games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely get a lot of leeway, but I think that the hate won't end until Microsoft does the balance. I think that it comes down to where it sounds like a lot of bullshit to me, because I think what Microsoft's angle was trying to say, look, you asked for the first party, here we go, but it's gonna take the balance. They're gonna have to put some kind of Japanese game out just to satisfy those groups. They're going to have to bring out those single player games just to get those groups. They got to, and then they also got to keep bringing the content for the multiplayer. Microsoft has got to market better with their own things. Now, if there's one thing that I do have a big problem with, is their marketing of their own product. Show me why I want this. I don't.
Hashtag Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, show me that you love Locke like I do. Show me. And that's the thing that we want. I'm not caring about the third-party deals so much, because if you look at the success of what Microsoft is what the Xbox brand is doing, it's better than ever right now. It's just that it's up against a behemoth that we haven't seen in generations, which is the PlayStation 4, and Nintendo is coming back. So that's fine for being number 3 for right now, as long as you're profitable. But the thing of it is that they got to have that balance, and they got to advertise their shit like no other. Like, I don't want to see that little chick. Sorry, I don't know her name. If you can help me with the name, I was talking with that standing with the Zelda game in the sunlight with the Microsoft billboard in the background.
Albion Girl? Was it Albion Girl?
Yeah, it's Lauren.
yeah. Look. You know what I'm saying? It's all about games. We're all gamers. That's great. But if you're gonna do that, honey, you better be talking about Gears, Halo, and the big 3 all goddamn day before you do that. That's all I'm saying. Promote your ass off.
Mega, when it comes, and I know Z actually said this. Well, what can they do to kind of stop this wave, this kind of persona about them, that negativity and stuff? I think last year they started doing it. I think when they announced the Xbox One S, when they announced the Scorpio, like all of a sudden, when it comes down to the community of gamers, the consumers, the ones that weren't even looking in Xbox's direction, last year's E3 and moving on to the release of the One S and stuff, all of a sudden those gamers, those consumers were looking in that direction. Now, I think they just have to keep doing that. They have to put out more first party games. They still have to do the new IPs. I feel like this generation, they did great with like new IPs and exclusive games and stuff. And then the 1 year that it might be a slower year, and people are just on Xbox's ass for it. Like,
well,
I'm like,
the only
holy
thing they
shit.
can go after though. That's it. If it wasn't that, it'd be something else. But there are a lot of people that just look to just hate on Microsoft. You know, it's funny. I saw one of this guy's tweets. You know, one of these Sony neutral fanboys says, but I'm you know,
hey,
before Destiny 2 came out, you know, there was rumors of a PC cross save, not even cross play. There was rumors of that, and you know, with PlayStation 4 and PC, that does not seem to be the case because it was not announced. And it just goes to show you, you know, you saw all these, you know, people saying, "Oh, I remember this. This says I'm going to double dip. I'm going to get it for good. This is a great thing." Meanwhile, Xbox comes out with something called Cross Anywhere, and nobody's talking about that. It's talking about, you know, we're losing exclusives. Meanwhile, you get cross save, you get cross buy, and it kind of is a consumer friendly, you know, thing that they're doing, and it just doesn't get the love that it hates. So my point is that it's all situational. It's just basically, if it's Xbox, it just changes everything. They look at it differently. They don't look at it the same way. There's a higher bar for Microsoft than Xbox. There always will be, and there's always going to be these complainers, no matter what.
Yeah,
that are just gonna. There's never going to be an end to them.
You know,
they exist. They just live to hate on Xbox.
You know, Tim. Tim, the funny thing to me is everybody is talking about, like, well, these haters talk about how Xbox is taking an L and stuff like that when they're selling more consoles than they did with the 360 at the same point in time. Right. Like, how is that a failure?
Well, it seems like they're doing bad because they aren't announcing numbers. But the thing that people need to keep in mind is the 360 was losing a lot of money due to Red Ring of Death and stuff. Xbox One is printing money. So like that is a bit of difference, you know. They got in the right time. They own a lot of stuff that makes them money. How many people are playing Injustice 2?
Yes.
Guess what? That's using Simply Gone, and that's using Havoc engine. Those are two things Microsoft owns, and both those things.
What the hell is Simply Gone?
They're making
Simply
money.
Gone is like it's like an engine that they bought as well. So they also own Minecraft, and supposedly that's selling extremely well.
That's a cash fucking cow.
Yeah, like that Switch. I'm gonna get the Switch version myself because you can do Mario 8-bit shit on that. So
it's only
like
720p.
They're making a lot.
Yeah, but there's.
What's funny is that you mentioned the 360. When they had the Red Ring of Death, that was what $1 billion hit. They said,
yes,
with the whole entire thing. So this generation, as crazy as it's been, has been profitable.
Yeah,
you know, you saw if you watched the investor meeting that Phil was talking about when he was talking. I don't know if how many watched. It was a lot of jibber jabber, just a lot of stuff that, you know, not really relevant for us. But I still watched it. Well, you could tell this is a money maker. This is what they're looking to do with the future. Microsoft has never been behind Xbox the way it is now, in my opinion. As far as, you know, as far as their core central part of what they're doing, you know, they're looking to push gaming, whereas in the 360 years it was kind of looked as a side project. But with that, obviously, you know, we have budgets and we have becoming profitable and getting costs down, stuff like that. That all factors in, and that's when we talk about marketing and all that stuff, first party investment. But the fact is that it is very successful. But nobody likes to be the third place in the back. You know what I mean?
See, Tim, the thing is, like, last generation, the fucking Wii sold like crazy, but nobody gives the Wii the crown like that. It won last generation, and it wasn't a normal amount of sales. You know, it wasn't relative. Now this generation, the PS4 supposedly is sold like absolute crazy, right? But that's not the norm. I could see if like the Xbox One was selling like below average and shit like that, kind of like what the Wii U did. But it's not. Like, it's going above, you know, the 360. It's still selling more than the 360. So I don't see like how people can hang on that negative stigma and how people aren't throwing that back in their faces more. Like, what are you? I
want to point out something. Last month in the NPD, the NES Mini outsold the Xbox One and the PS4, and the only reason why that's not making more news is because if it had just outsold the Xbox One, it'd be huge news. But
Right.
the fact that it outsold the PS4 too, nobody's talking about it.
Mhm.
But I mean, don't you think that's pretty huge? Like we can sit there and go, hey, people are waiting on Scorpio, but what about the PS4? Is that like what are they waiting for with that?
Look,
You know what I mean?
that's something that they need to put in consideration is the fact that Nintendo is going to be a huge player in the end of the year because they're going to have Mario, and then whatever game that they're going to bring out at their little conference thing that they do. What is it? Treehouse Playhouse?
They're gonna pass
Treehouse Playhouse.
Amigas, whatever the hell that they have. But they're going to, but if they show Metroid or something like that, it's a wrap. They're going to win the NPD in November. That is a absolute fact. And PlayStation's going to be in second, or maybe even could be in potentially third if Microsoft can advertise and have the right price for the Scorpio.
New hardware. I don't give a fuck if that bitch is $600 is going to sell. The Scorpio one's going to sell 1 million units in November.
It's gonna win in November, in my opinion. Easy.
So yeah, I'm just basically overall.
They're gonna do well. No, Nintendo is in a good place right now.
Nintendo's back. Well, I mean, we can officially say that. I mean,
Nintendo is back.
I mean, look at that. Anytime that that Nintendo took the top 3 spots, whatever they took, the 3DS is doing well. The Mini, even though they fucking discontinued it and nobody could find it, it's still outsold. Yeah, it still outsold the Xbox One and the PS4. Ridiculous. And of course, the Switch, even though it's got limited quantities, although I did finally get one and it's pretty fun. That was number 1. So you have to wonder a bit, what's going to go on. But again, I don't expect Microsoft to win any NPDs until probably November or whenever this Scorpio comes out. Especially if they price it $399, they'll definitely win. There's going to be a good trade-in program too. I foresee, like, if you have an S, you'll probably get $200 towards the Scorpio, which means a lot of people will be able to. Yeah, dude, you could trade in.
Well,
trade in the base Xbox One launch one to get $200 towards the S.
I wonder what's Sony's big game this holiday going to be?
I think Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's going to come out.
That'd be huge. Yeah.
I think Spider-Man and that horrible Gran Turismo game.
They're not gonna put. Hey, I don't think that one.
Did you say Gran Turismo?
Yeah, they're not gonna put out Spider-Man.
Yeah, dude. Not for anything. Have you ever seen a established franchise fall as much as Gran Turismo has? Like, it's fucking horrible, yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
But you know what I mean? It's still a big. Here's the thing, and even with as far as with Gran Turismo, I don't like. Sony has been mishandling Gran Turismo for a couple years, using the old PS2 model cars and the PlayStation. That's what they do, but it makes
for a decade.
It makes money for them. It is what it is. You know, I mean, now.
Well, this one, though, I mean, who knows? Like,
yeah, okay, yeah, but now Forza. Don't get me wrong, is a competing. I won't say that it's bigger than Gran Turismo. But it's
certainly got a higher quality of Gran Turismo.
It's 7.
We're talking about and globally, you know what I mean? People would just play, buy PlayStation just for Gran Turismo. It's huge.
People are going to start gravitating to Forza.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
The time is now. People are really starting to see, because even there's a PlayStation base that's like, you know what? I'm looking at this Hot Wheels thing. I'm looking at Horizon 3. Horizon has been the best thing ever for Forza.
Yeah.
And then you have those fanatics that loves motorsports. That's the change. But then when we see what Forza 7 is going to look like on the Scorpio,
I'm with you.
Hey, have you guys seen this? Somebody tweeted this to me. Like, Microsoft has set up the store on Xbox differently now. Now there's a thing that says console launch exclusives. And it's got like, he tweeted me a picture. It's got like City Skylines, Voodoo Vince, Thimbleweed Park, Candleman, Gears 4, Forza, Horizon 3.
What's it called?
It's called console launch exclusives in their store. And it's also, they got another one called Xbox Play Anywhere. So they got their own ones. It's like Riptide, Renegade, Halo Wars 2, Astroneer, Enter the Gungan, Voodoo Vince, Thimbleweed Park. So, like, I don't know. That's kind of new. Like, he tweeted it to me. He's like, have you heard of this? I'm like, no, I haven't really. I haven't really seen that before, but that is interesting that they're advertising like these launch console exclusives or whatever that means. Like, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. Also too. So we need to tap before we get the hell up out of here. Sega. Something I've been saying for the last
Sega.
few years. Sega's sitting on a chest of classic IPs. Even if they don't give them the quote unquote AAA thing, they can do them like for the Microsoft store and the PlayStation store for $20. Doll them up, give them some next generation graphics. But I see you correctly, so they're investing $500 million into one game, or
no? It's they're investing that money into multiple games, new IP, and sequels. So if you guys might have noticed, they've done a bit of initiative by launching some games on PC that weren't previously on PC, like Vanquish and things like that. Which Vanquish was a really good game. And I think they were doing some Bayonetta released on PC, and so that's a way to make a quick couple bucks. And then they're also going to invest. So I would assume that we're going to see something new and some older IPs come back for them. And I think that's pretty smart on their part. It'd be nice to,
I'm gonna give us a next generation Golden Axe for like $20 with some next generation graphics or a next generation.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, Streets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could see just about anything. I wish, what, I'm like so frustrated seeing people argue back and forth with me involved on Twitter with this guy who I blocked this morning. Tim, you probably know who I'm talking about. Everybody just keeps replying to this Mick guy, right? And I've had this guy blocked all day, but because I'm in these mentions, like I've gotten 200 mentions due to this, and this guy is just trolling everybody, and nobody else is blocking him.
No, I stopped talking to him. Yeah, he's a total mental case. But you can mute your conversation on Twitter.
I can mute the fucking conversation.
Yes, I know. I found that too.
Yes.
But yeah, once you figure that out, you could even if you just you talk to somebody and you say this is going nowhere.
Yeah, because I don't want to mute everybody in it. Just this conversation.
You just mute the conversation.
Thank goodness.
Me and the Don, when we were doing the dev and the gamer last night, we brainstormed about that. We talked about that and a game about the whole Sega situation.
Okay.
They have the $500 million. They're going to put it on put a lot of money into one big IP. So we came up with some ideas, and we were thinking like, look, okay, you see Bayonetta's on the PC. There's another game that's popped up on the PC as well, and that's Vanquish. They might work on Vanquish too, and that would be really huge. I hope Xbox can bring Vanquish.
Platinum Games did that, so we count on that in 10 years from now.
Pretty much. But yeah, but that's like the Streets of Rage. I mean, you got a Toe Jam and Earl.
That's already coming back.
Yeah. So
that's already coming back.
Xbox, you're gonna be happy because out of that, it's gonna be probably about 4 or 5 fucking Sonics come out in there. Out of that. And so, but yeah, like they have a lot of potential. But yeah, like you said, Golden Axe. Streets of Rage would be my thing because we need that type of beat 'em up.
Power Stone.
That's what I'm saying. At the end
Power
of the
Stone
day,
belongs to
Capcom shit.
I would rather honestly them, and I've been saying this shit for a long time.
Vector Man,
Space Harriet, like they have a lot of these, like I said again, classic IP, Ultra Beast, and they don't have to, quote unquote,
Golden Axe.
Yeah, they can just put them out for $20. Just give them some.
And just give them. Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Bro, I've been saying this for the last two years. Remember, hashtag Microsoft buy Capcom. I've been saying this shit for a long.
They can't buy Capcom.
But it makes total sense. Just to make a game like Altered Beast, if you could get that in 4K, have it, run on an engine. It doesn't have to be a crazy. It just be Altered Beast. It could be even 2D. Just make it look really good, and have next generation, and maybe have some effects, and stuff like that. That'd be awesome. Same thing with Golden Axe. Those games would sell, and they don't have to be $70 to $60. They could be
$20.
They could be $30 or $20, whatever it is.
That's a sweet spot.
What about
digitally in the store? Huh?
What about Fantasy Star? That could be.
You know what? That's more like a service of servers online. You know what I mean?
That's right up.
I think that turn-based thing is $40.
Yeah.
It was. I had that Fantasy Star. I forgot the number was on the original Xbox, and I actually paid $8 a month for it. To have access.
Did they do Primal Rage, or was that Capcom?
Primal Rage was Jesus. That wasn't Sega. Who did Primal Rage?
Another game that would be really dope. Now since we got this VR thing popping off, I can see House of the Dead coming back. That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
I would say Condemned.
Yo,
I would buy VR for House of the Dead. No joke.
Yeah, I'm thinking bigger because with Sega doing this, we're talking about Sega. You know, we talk a lot about Capcom and how many fucking titles they have underneath their belt that they're not coming out with. And then I know me and Mega, we talk about the OG Xbox all the time and the games that came out on that and why they never got sequels. I think now is a good time for all those titles. Like now is a good time to get sequels, to get reimaginings and stuff like that from all the titles because, you know, we grew up in that era. Yeah. So like that, we're the ones with the wallets. You know what I'm saying? And we will dictate a lot when it comes to the whole gaming consumer base and stuff. I think now would be a good time, like you said, the Altered Beast, the Golden Axe, and you know, going into the OG Xbox exclusives, have them bringing stuff back from that point in time, and then Capcom, you know, come back with a lot of titles that they had as well. I think now is the time for that to happen. I think they would sell really well, and I think it would be a good thing for the gaming community as a whole, man.
Yeah, just like right now, the Mighty Tekken is coming out in about
about
2.5 weeks. No, the Mighty Tekken is coming, right? So, bring back Virtual Fighter, like Jesus, like this is
another one. That's another one.
Yeah, I mean, Sega got a ton of assets that they could bring out and just blow up again. It's just that I don't know why they were thinking that they had to come up with a Call of Duty type title in order for them to win.
Sega shot their load with their slot machine to bingo shit they was doing in Japan. That man Tecmo, they doubled down. Konami too, they doubled down on that shit there with them slot machines and shit they had going on over there. You know what I mean? And also too though, I think they, you know, even with those last few Sonic games they put out, they just I don't know.
They haven't been all that great. Yeah. You know, Sonic. Look, I like that. Don't you dare! No, I like the first Sonic 3D game that was on the Dreamcast. That was fire.
Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure. But after that, like, stop with the 3D. Make it the best looking 2D platformer game that you can ever make for Sonic. Give him his just due with Knuckles and Tails and all the rest of them, and you know what I'm saying, and the game will sell like hotcakes.
Well, Mega, like not for anything, but again, not for anything. Delilah is killing me in the chat with my not for anything. But anyway,
oh yeah, Delilah's over here trying to be. Shout out to GRG Delilah. You know, man, she's over here hating on my tech.
Of course, her and O Snaps are tag teaming on me too here.
Somebody said Pit Fighter. God dang, Pit Fighter was classic.
Midway made that. They had that right now on the backwards compat. I think I paid like $10-15 for it.
Pit Fighter?
Yeah, Midway Classic Arcade, whatever.
Hey, let me ask you guys something real quick, because the MPDs came out.
Yes.
Slow month, obviously. Black Ops 2 back in the top 10 on the MPD. Can you believe that?
Yes. It's number 10.
Number 10, but still, I mean, that to me, that's just like it validates what it is. But I still think that it was like a slow month. You know,
no. But listen, this would shock the hell out of me. Persona 5 is number 2.
Again, yeah, slow month, because number 1 was Mario Kart, which sold 390-some thousand or whatever it was. So Persona sold well below that. It's just that, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot new coming out. So that's the only reason why Black Ops 2 went back up the charts. I can't imagine that sold a ton, you know what I mean, to get into that spot. So I just think that it was just kind of interesting that that does prove that developers should be on board for that, though.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yep. Well, also in the top 40, I posted that list on Twitter. I mean, Gears, Halo, Forza, Minecraft, they all beat Persona. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
what do you mean top 40?
In the top 40 of the MPDs, I posted it on there on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? The games that everybody was clowning, they're still going strong. So,
that's the UK chart that you're talking about.
I guess it was a UK chart. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the UK.
I've seen it. I posted up there. So they still doing all right. So
yeah, like it's interesting. You know what I mean? Like I know, like as soon as people saw like Persona at number 2, they're like, "Oh crap, you're wrong. You take that." I'm like, look, if that shit's still there next month in the top 10. Let me know, you know what I mean? And then I'll be like, okay, my bad. To me, even Quantum Break, which is considered a huge failure, was in the top 10 on MPD its launch week and was in number 1 in multiple territories and still was considered a failure.
Well,
Yeah.
K Mega's lying anyway, because from what I hear on social media and stuff is Halo doesn't sell, and Halo 5 is a complete failure.
Oh, Halo 5 was good. You know what I mean? Like people want to talk trash on it. It's a good game.
About Halo 5. What is this? Was it the color fellow? What the hell's going on with Halo 5?
You gotta get in with me on Halo 5, man. I see you beam streaming like every 10 minutes, but it's always Gears, man. Come on, man. You gotta come.
Halo 5. Hey, Xbox, we're gonna jump in on some Halo 5. We're gonna be streaming some Halo 5, man, because I want to get back.
All right, there we go.
I want to get back.
If you want a good debate, just tell K Mega that that Locke was boring.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. I got family in Florida. You might get.
I'm not saying that I found Locke boring. I'm saying that that's a good way to get you started. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that they could have.
I just want to bring the narrative. I just want to talk about it. I want to make a video. No, I'm not talking about it tonight. I mean, it'll be just too long. So I'm going to make a video talking about it because see, this is the thing that pisses me off so much because there'll be so many people in the chat talking all that shit, whoopity whoop, wop, wop, da. Then I get all these messages. Mega, you right, man. I like Locke. I mean, I get about 10, 12 messages on Xbox and on my DM, man, talk about like, Mega, you was right, man. I do like Locke. You know, it's like they're scared. It's like they're scared to admit it because there's so many Halo fans that just love Master Chief. Please, if you guys at 343 are listening to us, hold off on Halo 6 and give us a spinoff of the Arbiter or something. Do not keep giving us Chief.
Do not listen to this man. He's been sniffing glue all day.
Wait. You don't want to overkill Chief by keeping on.
We gotta do a debate or something sometime, man.
Let's set it up, man. Xbox versus K Mega.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're doing it live.
Did anybody?
Yeah, what you want to say, Tim?
Did any of you guys get Injustice before we end up?
Everybody got Injustice except for me. I haven't bought it yet.
Yo, crap! What is up? What is up with our brother Mooch saying it's Mortal Kombat? Injustice is not Mortal Kombat, man. Like, there's so many more.
Hey, you can't talk Mooch into anything, right?
Listen,
like,
dude, I cringed this morning, man.
I'm getting my ass whipped in Injustice. I gotta get me a character and go to the
Atrocitus, man. Atrocitus is the way to go.
Yeah, I like Batman, and I love Green Arrow is awesome. I'm really
Green Arrow, all of them. Everybody.
Black Canary.
Black Canary sucks, man.
I heard Deadshot's a real cheap character on there.
Yeah, you can shoot with them. You can just keep shooting.
Flash, and I like Supergirl, man. I like Supergirl. Maybe I just like because when she got her Power Girl outfit and that shit snug on that body. I'm like, let's go.
Ken Megan likes those video game girls, man. He's like, hey, let's look at the bouncy.
They got that shit looking tight. Harley Quinn is really dope too. So
yeah.
Yo, guys, I got
story mode.
Yeah, so I'm playing now.
I got a couple chapters.
I'm almost at the end.
Are you guys picking up Friday the 13th this week?
That's what I was gonna ask. You got Snaps in the chat. She's going crazy about Friday the 13th. Yo, tell me you guys are getting
it. Comes out the 24th or
24th probably. Yeah. I gotta buy that fucking game. I got no money.
Adam Sessler's doing it. I got to support. The GOAT, Adam Sessler. I got to support the GOAT, man.
It's $40, dude. That would be a good game to stream because you're gonna stream it with your friends and shit like that. Like,
what did Adam Sessler do? Did he make the game or something?
He partially funded it, or
yeah.
Adam Sessler, I think he's the head of the development team that made it.
The development team, and he's like co-funding. So it's because it's.
But yo, check this out. Can you imagine a BGST live stream where all of us are in that game? One of us is Jason, and everybody else is trying to. Yo, that shit would be hot right there, man.
Yeah,
like the black guy that's gonna hop in the car and get the hell out of there. The credits are gonna roll.
Dude, you gotta fix the car first, man.
Yeah, you gotta like put gas in it and shit, man. Like
that.
Oh
shit.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting it? Because I get it.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm gonna go return fucking cans for 5 seconds. For 5
Yo,
minutes
Z,
to get
not for anything.
Hey, if
No
anybody want to
snaps.
be supportive and hook up BGST, man, and give us all a copy so you can watch the stream it, that'd be great. I mean, because
I'll go on that stream, BGST Friday.
Yeah, because I mean, I just got these headsets, man. So I've and then I already got Tekken already locked down. So yeah, I'm in that same boat. I had to pay bills too. So if y'all want to help out, help us get it out so y'all can watch the stream. Go ahead, man.
K Megan, and this goes for people in the chat. You said you got a new headset.
Yes.
Did you select Windows Sonic in the sound settings for headphones?
It's plugged up. I haven't even used them yet.
All right, you gotta go to settings. All right, and you have to select Windows Sonic headset for support. It's you just go to sounds and then you go to input of sounds and then it's gonna do. You have to click virtual surround. You have to click virtual surround on, and when you have that, it makes a difference, dude. The Windows Sonic, and this goes for anybody with an Xbox One S or Xbox One, you could select that, and it for headphones, it's a difference. It's definitely better. So I just want to give you a headset.
You said audio output?
Yeah, audio output, and then you'll see Windows Sonic and Dolby Atmos. You're gonna put Windows Sonic. Dolby Atmos is not. I think that for headphones, I don't know how that's working. You could select either one, but I suggest select Windows Sonic, and you'll see virtualized surrounds. Keep that checked, and listen to your sound and listen to your headset. You're gonna be amazed.
Okay. Windows Sonic headphones, and then hit virtual.
And just hit me up if you have a problem, hit me up in DM.
Okay. Yeah, I know we're going over it. I'm like, shit, I want to see what these things gonna sound like because it's charging right now. I can't wait because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my smoky bid tonight. We gonna be playing games all night, bitches. So ready to go. Let's go.
Okay. So I guess anything else we can add to this?
Man, just
Wait, no, bitch, tell us about VR, you fat fucker.
Okay, yeah. Dude,
we really gotta talk about VR, man.
Fuck
I wanna hear
VR.
about
Talk
this
about
shit.
dynamic 4K. That commercial we didn't hit that on the.
Hey, let me just say this real quick, man. The PlayStation VR shit is awesome. I can't lie, man. It is. It's fucking fun, man. It's on a whole nother level. Like I'm hoping, look, I'm day one on Scorpio's VR. Just based off of what I've done on PlayStation VR, but I hope they don't show that shit at E3. You know what I mean? It doesn't translate well into actual watching it. Like I reviewed PlayStation VR where I capped some footage on Farpoint, which is a fucking amazing game, by the way. And the gameplay when you watch, it just looks like a bad first person shooter. But what you have to realize is you're fucking on this planet. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing. It's fucking.
This is what No Man's Sky should have been. Fuck you, mean?
Well, no, it's like, it's like VR. So I mean,
how much did it cost for everything? What the hits?
Well, if you were to get everything that I bought, it probably would have set you back $700.
Jesus.
But I mean, I didn't pay that for everything. But yeah, that's
What you got a $500 discount or fall the back with?
No. I had some credit and stuff at GameSpot, but it was like the bundle was like the Until Dawn bundle was $4.99. It comes with the camera and the glowy things and a game.
Nah, crap was taking the PlayStation Move controllers and sticking them down his pants and walking out.
No, that ain't me. Now I own 3 PlayStation Move controllers because I already had one. And this thing came with 2, but then I'm like, damn, man, I need someplace to put this fucking headset and charge these things. Otherwise, you got to just plug them in. And it's like, so I had to spend $50 on the stand and shit for all that stuff too. And then I bought some more games and stuff. And it was just like,
did it make you nauseous at all?
The only game that did that, or it didn't make me nauseous, but just made me feel weird was I was doing the demo for Drive Club VR. And by the way, you're in a fucking cockpit. And once you start hitting that 100 and something miles an hour, you start to feel weird. And if you crash into something, it fucking freaks you out. So, yeah. So that is weird.
Yo, got crap jumping on the couch. Like, man, he just got into an accident or something.
Well, when I played Batman VR, I was looking over the edge and I freaked out and I almost fell over. So,
Crap is converted because there's somebody in the chat that says, "Wow, Crap on more Sony shit than Jabari." You have converted.
Let me say,
Crap.
Hey,
we got Fonzarelli because Fonzarelli's on his Xbox the whole time here for the last.
Let me be honest with you guys. Right, here's the thing. I own my launch Xbox One. which I'm sending in to get fixed because the hard drive in that died. I have the S. I have almost 500 Xbox One games. I own the Elite controller. I own multiple controllers. I own the lock controller for UK Mega. I'm gonna shout that out.
My lock controller, it's hooked up to my PC.
Yeah,
yes,
I got my lock controller. I've got 3 or 4 other controllers as well. So yeah,
I got the Master Chief controller, man.
Yeah, I got my Switch. I've got my Zelda. I've got my Mario Kart. I've got my PS4. I own something like 15 to 16 physical games. I own the PlayStation VR. I own a PS4 Pro. I own overall 65 games on PS4 now because I buy a lot of digital stuff now, so I don't take up space. But yeah, I own more PlayStation shit than most of the haters of mine, most of the PlayStation 4 supporters, because I had 2 PS4s. I let my brother use my old PS4 while I used the Pro, and you know what I mean? Like, to me, and I have a Vita as well. You know what I mean? Like, and I have my PS2 still. I have my PS1 still. I have my PS3 still. I have my PSP still. Like, it's funny because I support the industry. And
yes, and they don't, of course.
That's not just a bullshit thing. It's the truth. You know what I mean? The games that interest me, I buy, like Horizon Zero Dawn Day One, Farpoint. That fucking game sold me from the commercials, and I'm honest about that. You go watch those commercials, and they're very well done. That's why commercials are good at selling people shit. I was like, hey, that shit looks good. I'm gonna go try me some VR, and it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having a good time with it. Is it gonna be for everybody? Probably not. But did it exceed my expectations? Yes. Like, when you're in Farpoint, you're escaping in this escape pod. You feel claustrophobic because you're looking around and you're fucking in this escape pod.
Do you like it,
dude? It's awesome. It is amazing. Like, I'm not.
We're gonna have to cut Crap's mic off really soon. Well, his ass gonna start saying, "You know what? Die high. We love PlayStation. I bleed blue." And I'm gonna be like,
no, look, I'm just being honest. Look, I could easily sit there and lie.
Do you think it's going to be successful, or do you know?
I think if people try this at their own house, because look, I've tried it at a store and it's uncomfortable to do this at stores because it's weird and you got to share a thing. Yeah, and there's that too. But when I got it home, I tried it. I'm like, holy shit. I told my brother, I'm like, dude, you got to try this shit. He was blown away. He's like, damn, now I got to get one too. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that. You know, I'm just being honest. Like, I could sit there and bullshit people and pretend it wasn't awesome. Like, after about an hour and a half, like, the eye strain gets you a bit. So, like, you can't sit there and play it for 10 hours.
No.
But, you know, like, I'll say this. For the first time in a long time, when I'm at work, I can't wait to get home because I wanted to hop back in that shit, if that tells you anything. And that's just being honest.
Wow.
That's just being honest.
All right. He's been invaded. Something that's been...
Hey, man, I'm still an Xbox guy through and through. I would just be... it just gets me more excited for
what
the
is your
Scorpio
first
stuff.
letter of your... I don't believe this is crap.
It's me. Look, I'm telling you, man. It's good stuff, man. Like, I don't like. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you can try it or borrow it, or if you got credit at GameStop or whatever, try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think like most people, you like in Farpoint, I was looking over the edge, like, and I got stuck to where I couldn't climb back out of there. So I knew the only way to get back would be reset the game or fall off the edge and die. So I fell off the edge and died, but I had to fucking close my eyes to do it because I was freaking the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, you really try to reach out and grab shit. And what's cool about Farpoint is you got this controller and it's your gun. You hold it up to look at it just like you would a gun, and that's how you control this shit. It's like however your aim is in life, that's your control. That's how you aim in this game.
Crap, I just gotta thank you because I think you just put another hit in our family budget right now. Because I'm pretty sure O Snaps is hearing. I know she was in the chat. She's listening, and she's probably freaking pre-order. She's probably ordering that on Amazon. Like, as
I can tell you right now, like that, like this is. I picked up Battlefront on PS4 because that has a free VR thing in there too, the Rogue One, where you're a fucking pilot on the in that movie or whatever. I picked that up. I got the Until Dawn Rush of Blood, which you're on like this fucking creepy roller coaster. It's like a shooter thing, and these clowns
Until
are coming.
Dawn is the shit.
Yeah, that is freaky as hell because you got these clowns coming at you and you got to shoot them.
Oh, I can't stand clowns. I hate them bad.
Yeah, I got Farpoint, I got Batman VR, and I got the demo disc, which has a bunch of different stuff to choose from. So yeah, it's like it's cool shit,
I'm
man.
the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, look, you know what? You got to give Crap credit because this is something.
Being honest.
Yeah, he's being honest, and you know what? There's nothing wrong saying if there's some PlayStation shit that's good. There are PlayStation games that's good, but damn it, I would like to hear some PlayStation Pro channels do the same. Say, look, this Xbox game is good, but you know the fact that they don't play them. They don't play them.
Let me say this real quick. I for one, when I reviewed it, I was like, hey, I was wrong. I think most people are afraid to admit they were wrong when they say something. You know, I'm like, look, I dog VR, right? I tried it. I was kind of interested in it, but you know. At the end of the day, I was wrong about it. It's an amazing experience. It's great. You know, people don't admit that stuff very often. So here I am admitting it, saying it's great. Probably not for everybody. It's not going to be like super mainstream. But I'm saying if you try it, you'll be like, whoa. And then with that, man, I'm out, man. We can end this shit. Good shit.
I just want to say real quick, yo, Mega, what's up with giving Crap props? But when it comes to me and the PS4, you telling me like I'm gonna change
this
podcast to blue and all this good shit.
Hey Z, let's go ahead and close the show before bot blue
bot.
Yeah, blue bot. We don't want to hear that because I mean like blue bot. Yeah, I mean, at least Crap is talking about good games. You over here talking about Infamous Second Son. You said The Order is the best game ever.
I did not say The Order.
Wait, you said The Order was the best game ever?
No, hell no. I said that shit was absolute trash.
Oh, okay.
I thought we had a private message. He said, Xbox said, man, look, I can't even lie to you, man. I think I want a sequel to The Order 1886. I said,
fuck you. Yo, Mega spreading lies.
Man. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. GRG, check us out.
The finals.
Thank you.
What's it? The Mortal Kombat tournament. Me and Bam.
Bam gonna whoop your ass, Z.
Bam's gonna win.
You better take him, man. You better take him, Z. That's all I'm saying.
Bam's gonna win.
Listen, never bet against black. It's your boy Nick.
I am not betting against black.
He's black. He's blacker, Z.
We out of here.